Open up the sky! Open up the sky! Open up the sky!
I'll get that spooky ghost boy.
Welcome back to another Valorant guide. This time it's about Brimstone. Brimstone is another agent that is already unlocked to new players with a range of useful and kind of annoying abilities. He is a controller and has 3 abilities. This includes his Stim Beacon, Incendiary, and Sky Smokes, plus his ultimate, which is Orbital Strike. Brimstone has 2 charges of his Stim Beacon, so he can buy 2 per round. Each Stim Beacon costs 100 credits. The Stim Beacon is instantly thrown, so there is no equipping. The Stim Beacon increases allies' fire rate, reload speed, weapon swap, and recoil recovery speed. No, it does not heal you as many people thought when the game first came out. For the Stim Beacon to be effective, allies need to be within the circular range of it, and once you exit the Stim Beacon ring, the effects will last for a further few seconds, indicated by this. The Stim Beacon is perfect for pushing onto a site, as the effects it gives to your teammates greatly increases gunplay in favour of whichever team you're on. Brimstone's Stim Beacon cannot be destroyed, so there is no proper way to counter the ability rather than to just outplay the enemy. Or you could hide and kill them when they're not suspecting it. If you're looking at Brimstone's Stim Beacon from the enemy's point of view, you won't be able to see the circular ring around the Stim Beacon, nor will you be able to gain the abilities of the Stim Beacon, so you won't have an increased fire rate and so forth. Brimstone's second ability is his Incendiary, which he only has 1 charge per round, which costs 250 credits. His Incendiary is a Molotov that is shot out of a grenade launcher. It bounces 3 times before it spreads into fire. The Incendiary lasts for about 8 seconds and does a crazy amount of damage in a short amount of time, so you don't want to stand in it. A good way to use Brimstone's Incendiary is to learn lineups for post-spike plants, or on defense you can block off choke points to the site to prevent enemies from pushing through them. Or if you know where an enemy is camping, you can pre-molly that and either make them move from their camping position or just let them die from the molly. You don't want to stand in it, and if you have to give up your position to avoid the Incendiary, then do so. You still have a chance to run to cover rather than dying to the molly. You can also wait out the molly as it does not last that long, but if you are short on time, you can risk running through it. Brimstone's signature ability is his Sky Smokes. Brimstone has 3 charges per round, but they cost 100 credits. Before Riot nerfed nearly every agent's signature ability, you could gain 1 free charge of Sky Smokes at the start of each new round, but now this isn't the case. Instead, you get 1 free charge for the whole game and you have to buy the other 2 charges. So if you use all 3 Sky Smokes in 1 round, you will only need to buy 2 smokes in the next round, since the first one is already free. When you activate Brimstone's Sky Smokes, it will bring up a small radius view of the minimap, where you can select a maximum of 3 areas to smoke per round, depending on whether you bought the maximum amount of smokes needed. It is smart to use Brimstone's smokes on attack to block off common hold points to make it easier to push. On defense, it is better to smoke off entrances to prevent the enemy from pushing through. And on retakes, do what you would do as if you were attacking. You need to know the map layout for each of the maps to use Brimstone smokes effectively. This comes with time of gameplay, but for the time being you can use the minimap and ping the spots and then remember where it is on your Sky Smokes minimap, so you can just transfer it over. Once Brimstone puts down his smokes, an outline of where it will land will show for both teams. It is important to wait for the smokes to land before pushing out. If the enemy is going to be smoked off, players can use the brief moment when the smoke is about to land to either push beyond the smoke or to fall back. This depends on the position of the rest of your team. If your team is off-site, then it is best to fall back and retake the site as a whole. If you have teammates on the site, it is best to push beyond the smoke to help them. Brimstone's ultimate is his Orbital Strike, and it requires 7 ultimate points. His ultimate, like his Sky Smokes, brings up a slightly larger view of the map, and instead casting smokes, he casts a large laser beam striking down from the sky. Sounds OP, but it's pretty easy to counter. It is smart to use his ultimate for post-plant situations, as his ult and Incendiary ability are a good combination for post-plant plays. But on defense, you can either ult the spike planter, or if you know that there is a cluster of enemies, you can try and ult that area, and if possible, use a combination of Sage's slow orb and Brimstone's ult, as I mentioned in Sage's guide. Now, the best way to counter Brimstone's ult is to, well, run. You have a split second to escape his ultimate before it starts to do damage. You will know if you are in his ult if you see this. So that's the basic Brimstone guide. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, kill that like button and subscribe, and I will get started with another guide. Thanks for sticking around. I'll see you guys in the next video.